Hey, 7th graders. This is Mrs. Rich, surprise, surprise. Today I'm going to just do a tutorial on how to use the infographic creator that I've been using called Visme. Last week I had assigned a couple different things. First of all, I gave you an infographic about the crazy things going on in Australia, their birds, their facts, their animals, the number of fat people, what we call girls with red hair, etc., just to understand how to get meaning out of an infographic. And then I asked you to create your own on a topic of your choice. So far I've seen an infographic on the COVID-19 epidemic here in Maine, and I've also seen one on the fun facts of softball. So your options are unlimited. So here is Visme, and it's .co, not .com. It is free, however, you will have to create an account, so make sure you use your school Gmail account for that. So once you're in, you're going to see a button that says Create, and I'll just highlight that real quick. So right here you have the Create button, just like so many other options. You can create anything from a blank, which I tend to use. You can look at their templates. Anything that they have in a template, you can edit color, shape, picture, font, all that other stuff. Over here you're going to see these are the projects that I have created using Visme so far. So today what we're going to look at is step-by-step how to use Visme, how to create your own infographic. This one's a lot of fun. I find it's really intuitive, but if you would prefer to use a Pages template or Canva or Art Studio, you're welcome to do that. I just think that Visme is designed specifically to create infographics. So when I opened a blank canvas, because that for me gives me a lot more flexibility, and you're going to see that you have options of built-in images and graphics that you can use. You have headers and text, stats and figures, graphics and text, diagrams, and my content. I typically only use these top three because they're just so much easier. So the first one we're going to see is the header and text. Each one is just a drag and drop. So if I wanted to add this graphic, the over the past year 3,050 growth in population, just drag it to the blank page, and then you can change any of the words, the numbers, the font, the color, and all that other stuff. And we'll look at how you do that as we go on. The next, the stats and figures, this is where you saw the things like I had the clock, where it took how many minutes I did things in my 22 days at home, percentages, numbers. So these are the different options that you can use to show statistics, and each one of these is editable, so any kind of graph, any kind of clock, you can edit those as well. Next, we have a wide variety of graphics and text. So if you wanted to do like a card, Happy Father's Day, this has kind of like, this is almost like a cause and effect, or you could do it almost like a timeline. All kinds of different graphics that are built in that you can use. And again, they're all editable. Like if you wanted to change the color of the mustache, lip, and tie, then you can do that. But it's just a drag and drop template, and you can make it look like anything you want when you go into the edit mode. Okay, on the far left-hand side of a blank canvas, you're going to see this menu. The basics are the ones that I already looked at. The headers and text, the stats and figures, the graphics and text. Then we have next, we have the graphics, and the graphics are, you know, just what they say. They are visual graphics showing maps, diagrams, pictographs, that kind of stuff. And then there's also a really cool built-in photo gallery. You can, in the search bar, you can pretty much type in any topic that you want to look for, and I have found so far that they have just about everything that I've been looking for. And there is an option that you can pull in a photo from your camera roll. So like I said, every single image that you drag onto the whiteboard, is what they call it, can be edited. So like right here, this is one that I just dragged right from the stats and numbers option, and it's a clock, and it says 10 minutes, and you'll notice it's got the gibberish here that you would turn into whatever text you need it to be. If I want to work with one piece at a time, you'll notice up in the upper left-hand corner, you'll see a group or ungroup. So if I want to change like the color of the clock, I would ungroup the entire block, and then right here, it tells me what color that I would use, that I'm starting with. That's my default color. By clicking on that, I can change the color, and voila, I changed it to red. So then when you have everything back the way you want it, you've edited everything, you've added your text, you've changed colors, then you can just highlight each item and then you can regroup it. So here's just a quick snapshot of my 22 days at home. Every piece of information, every image, every fact, every statistic that's on my 22 days at home infographic is just something that I dragged and dropped from the Visme menu, and it says Vise menu because it keeps auto-correcting. But every single thing on here I just pulled from their menu. So they're just really easy to edit. You just click on them. You can change color, you can change font, you can change size to fit your needs. They're just easy to work with, and then you can make your infographic look like anything that you want it to be. So for this week, what I really want you to do is really think about that topic that you want to work on. It should be a topic that has statistics. Like, so for example, if I'm doing something on tigers, I might want to put a statistic about the number of tigers living in the wild, number of cubs that a female tiger has, the number of years that a tiger in the wild traditionally lives, how many pounds of food they eat, and on and on and on. Because what an infographic does is it takes a broad topic and it narrows it down into really clear, simple facts. So for this week, I want you to build an infographic on a topic of your choice if you haven't already done so. If you have finished yours, then your challenge is to create an infographic to tell me about one of the books that you've been reading. So I'll be having a Google Hangout for our class time tomorrow, so check in if you have any questions.